Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. Today we're going to make a footer. So we've completed, pretty much completed the header or the app bar, the drawer, which is our side nav. Now we're going to move on to the footer. I like to start with those things because they're going to be pretty much consistent across the entire site. So I like to go with those first. That gives us more time to look at it, kind of perfect it. It'll be tested more just by us looking at it, constantly and as we're building out the rest of the site. So the footer is probably the least important of those three components. A lot of people won't even see the footer, but it's still nice to have. It's a place where you can put a lot of the links that, especially with higher education, there's a lot of regulations and things. So, we'll put privacy policy and different things like that, down there at the bottom. You got to have them there, but you don't really want to waste, prime real estate at the top on things like that. So basically, we're going to make a footer that matches the colors of the university. And has space, for all those links at the bottom. Maybe like an address. It's nice to have an address there. I think it's pretty common that people will look, at the footer for contact information. So that's the plan today. I do have a sore throat, so I've been taking zinc lozenges and like cough drops and things. So hopefully, I have a cough drop in right now, so if I sound weird, sorry, it's the cough drop, but I want to be able to get through the stream without my throat just getting crazy and me losing my voice. The weird side effect is, though, my taste buds totally don't work. I just tried to drink something and it didn't taste at all like it normally tastes. So anyway, Miroslav says drink more tea. Actually, I did have a cup of tea before the stream as well, but the tea bag was really old. I just found it laying in the bottom of one of my drawers here, and I thought, why not? I'll try it. And so the tea was really, really weak. But anyway. Alright, enough about my health problems and beverages. Let's get started. What did I do since the last time? Oh, Harshit added end-to-end testing, so we have some new testing. So if you have this repo running locally, you'll see some new options for testing. And I'm getting a weird... let me show this now. Let me change my view here and show you this error that I've been getting and see what you all think about it. So check this out. I keep getting this error. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. It actually says check out this GitHub repo to add this. So I haven't added it yet. I did check out the repo. It seems pretty simple. So right now it's not breaking anything. It just brings up a million warnings. There's a lot of warnings here. So you probably need to fix that. I'll try doing what it says in this repo first, and then see how it goes. I also think that I fixed the problem we were having where the styles just went all crazy and our fonts were just really huge. So I went in and there's an example in MaterialUI's beta GitHub repo for using MaterialUI beta with Next. So I went through the appropriate files in that repository and then compared them to our files, and I went through line by line. Our files were almost identical. there were really just 2 lines that were different. So I changed those 2 lines to make them the same. You could check it out. It's the last commit that I made. I changed some lines in there. So since I've done that, the problem has not happened again. But I certainly haven't tested it thoroughly. So we'll see. If I don't see the problem, at all for the rest of the day, I'll be pretty confident that the problem has been fixed. But it did seem like there were other people that were having that same problem or similar problems. So I guess it's somewhat common. Alright, oops, I wanted to show you, here's the footer that we have now. This will give you a preview of kind of what it's going to look like. So we're going to go with this green color. I don't usually like having giant blocks of the green color, but I think it's okay with the footer. Somewhat appropriate. We'll have that gold border, so it'll kind of match, what we have going on here, at the top here. We'll have the same thing. Also, I changed the background image. So we've had the same background image for a long time, not just for this project, but I think, did we use it for home test? We did. Actually, it's not showing up. So at one point we were using it for that too. So anyway, I found this cute little pug dog, and I might have to change it because it's just so cute. I just want to look at it all the time. I don't even want to code anymore. But anyway, I thought that would be fun to look at. My wife's parents have a little dog that looks pretty much just like this, except their dog is way fatter than this dog. But it reminds me of that dog. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We'll have our regular green color here, and then a slightly darker shade of that color down here for kind of like the sub footer. I don't know what you'd really call it. We're going to have our copyright stuff, and then all these links for all the kind of legal stuff that we need. And I think I'll keep this set up for now. And if we want to change it later, we can. But it would be good if somebody happens to get to the bottom of the page, then why not give them an apply button and donate button again, since that's what we expect to be the main actions that someone would take, and the main things that we want them to do when they get to this site. Primarily apply, but then also potentially donate, depending on whether they're a prospective student or not. Alright, so that's the plan. This was done, I believe we used MaterialUI for this, so we can't just grab all the code. We can grab some of it. Yeah, some of it, like basically the content, I guess. I'm pretty sure MaterialUI does not have any type of pre-made footer. At least they didn't the last time I checked, which wasn't that long ago. So these are the components we have so far. Probably what we ought to do is maybe just use their grid system to build this out. So that's my plan. If anybody has used MaterialUI and has done something like this and knows of a better way to do this, maybe more simple, let me know. Otherwise, let's start out by checking out the grid. Let's see, layouts. Let's check out this grid. So we're going to be using a grid component, and this is space for the column was. There we go. So we'll have these fixed columns, reflow, layout, and all kinds of columns. Let's see. We can auto layout actively share the available space. Okay. So I guess we'll go with this full width. That seems like that'll fit our use case. Yeah, let's just copy two classes we have going on here. Root, paper. Yeah, we're good. Let's grab this grid. We'll just grab the whole thing, and then we'll get rid of what we don't need. Okay. Let's go over. Oops, I almost forgot to set the timer. So we're gonna break up the stream into 25-minute periods. And that'll be broken up by 5-minute periods in between. So 25 minutes of code, 5 minutes of question and answer. We'll try to get 2 sessions in today, and then I'll do question and answer after that. Also, I see there's a lot of activity in the live chat, so I'll come back to that. If you've asked a question already, after this 25-minute session, I'm going to come back and go through everything that's already been in the live chat. And I see in general a lot of you are just saying hi and hey everybody. Actually, someone, Erivan says, say hello to us from Brazil. So I will do that. Hey, hey everybody in Brazil. Erivan, thanks for watching. Okay. Let's just copy that, and we'll go over to... We definitely want to make this its own component. So let's go here in Components and make a new file. We'll call this footer.js. For now, I'm going to put everything in this footer component, but it's possible that we may want to refactor a bit and extract out, some of what's going to be in the footer component and it that we'll do in this stream. Extract some of that out and make it into its own components. We'll see how large it gets. Usually I don't like to have really large components if it's avoidable, and it usually is avoidable. Alright, so let's actually let's just grab something here. This is really big. Let me grab the drawer. Is that smaller? Yeah, this looks smaller. Let's grab this drawer first. Yeah, let's grab the drawer. And let's paste that. And then that'll save us some time. And now let's get rid of all this stuff and paste that in, and actually we might be able to just keep grid here. So let's take out drawer as well. Let's see what it'll look like with just grid. Let's get rid of some of this stuff and get rid of this footer, and let's change this to footer. I don't think we need state, but we will need, we're going to put one function in here, and I'm not going to do it yet. We'll save it for a little while later. Toggle drawer, we don't need toggle drawer, we don't need open. And let's see, what's this one nested function? We don't need any of these, but let's grab, let's see what we need. We don't need search, icon button, divider. We get rid of all of these and this. and that. And we're not actually using the prop types right now. I don't think we'll have any props, to be honest with you. Well, I guess we'll still have the classes. Did we even have that in the prop types before? No, we didn't. Okay, so we don't need those either. Great. So now this is looking a lot smaller, which is nice. And let's see what kind of grid we need. So we'll need, let's do it like this. So definitely we want small. Let's change this to, I'm assuming this is a 12 column system. I guess I'll find out in a minute. So if it's a 12 column system, I want to change this to be 4 columns each on a small screen. I just want to get some on here so we can see. Most likely going to be adjusting this at some point. And then I would like this to be 12 all the time. And that's going to be our bottom bar there. And then we don't need any of these. So, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's what I want. Classes paper. Oh, let's get the styles in there. You know what? I didn't add that root. I'm gonna add that. Let's add this root like we have in the example. What do we say? Class name, classes root. Yeah, let's add that in. We may not need it, but the closer we get to the example, the less likely we are to have any problems. Okay, so not bad. Let's see. Okay, so we do have some text in here. I'll leave that in there for now, just so we can see it. And what else do we need? That looks alright. So I'm going to save that, and then let's go to our layout component, and let's put in below this part, we're going to put in our footer, and then we need to import our footer as well. So I'm just going to copy what we have here for drawer, and then I can put in footer. I'm going to save that. Let's see if we've done anything. We didn't import grid. I'll see when I read the live chat if anybody caught that. I thought I had everything. Okay. So let's see. Let's just grab something here. Make it easier. Divider. And we'll change this to grid. And while we're at it, let's double check to make sure you don't have anything else in here. Paper. Okay, so we'll probably need to import paper. Alright, so grid and paper. And I think that'll do it. Yay, okay. Awesome. So we have down here at the bottom, full width, we have our 3 across here, like we wanted, and then 1 below. Obviously, this isn't, this is not how we want it styled, but it's just the first step in here. So at this point, we want to do for sure a few things. That container that we put in, if you remember that div that we wrapped everything in, I'm kind of glad I did that now, because it'll be good to have a wrapper component. So what we'll do is that wrapper component, we'll put our background color of green, that hash that's 21412A, the hex color. We'll put that as the background color on that. And then we'll put our border on that as well. Of course, we'll take out all these paper styles. We'll remove the paper component completely. We don't need that. And then at the bottom here, we'll make sure that there's nothing here, no padding, margin, anything like that. So this is flat on the bottom. But on this, we'll put a background that's just going to be black, but it's going to be transparent. So it'll show the green behind it, but it'll darken it slightly. So I think that'll work. So for now, I'm not going to worry about content. Let's worry about getting the colors and the positioning down. Then we can worry about throwing in some of that content. Alright, we got 15 minutes to do this. I think we're definitely going to at least get that part done. And then the second Pomodoro session will probably be where we throw in some links and some of that content. Okay, so we're going to get rid of paper. We don't need that. And we also don't need these styles for paper. But our roots, now we're going to put a background color of, and let's grab this color here. There we go. Okay, so we have our the color that I'd like to use is already in our theme, our MaterialUI custom theme. So we're going to use that. When we do it like that, it allows us then to go back in later on, and we could change our primary color and not have to go and change it in every component. Works basically just like Sass variables do. I mean, not like the inner functioning of it, but in terms of being able to change it in one place and have it change everywhere, it's similar to how the Sass variables are. Okay, so we got the background color. There we go. And we're going to give it a border. Top, and it's going to be you know what, I don't think I could do it like this. Let me try it like this, but I'm almost positive I've tried to do it before and it didn't work. So let's try border top, solid, 3 pixels, and then where's our gold color? Thought I had it over here in our style guide. I have the style guide open somewhere, but I don't know where it is, so I'm just gonna open it up again. I guess I already had that. Already using it in the app bar component, so I could have just grabbed it from there. Let's see. And we need to remove all of these paper elements here. So grab this and remove this as well. Okay. And let's see how that works for now. Let's go with, let's add one more style. And we're going to say this, let's call this sub footer. And that's going to be that bottom footer. And let's put background color here. And let's go with RGBA. And we want 255, 255, 255. And then let's go with a 0.1. Let's see how dark that gets us here. Okay. And let's add that to this bottom one here. And so we'll go class name, classes, sub, footer. Okay. Save that. Oh, not bad. Check it out. Okay, so it looks like we have not perfect here, but oh. Alright, so we do have some weird stuff going on. We have a little bit of a problem, I guess, with being able to scroll over a bit. So we'll sort that out at a different time. I don't want to get distracted by that right now. So it looks like that's affecting everything. Yeah, but not bad. So we have a border. So evidently this did work. I don't know what I did last time. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but looks like that worked. Awesome. Let's see. Subfooter back. Interesting. All right. Well, let's just put in some content just to get an idea of how it looks. So for now, I think I'm just going to put in some divs. Actually, not even that. Let's just put in some p tags with some Lorem Ipsum in it. Don't I have Lorem? I used to have Lorem Ipsum that just popped up. Guess not. Alright, let's grab some Lorem Ipsum text. And I'm going to use Bacon Ipsum. And let's see what that gives us. Let's see what we have going on here. So we have oh goodness, I put the wrong hex wrong colors here. I'm afraid to check the live chat and see who called me out on that. Let's try it like this. There we go. So I instead of doing black with a transparent black, I did a transparent white. So anyway, I usually never do that by hand. I always copy it from somewhere or use the color picker and DevTools. Okay, cool, not bad. That's pretty much exactly what we want. I could probably stand to go with a little bit darker color here. Let's increase this and do a 1.5 or 0.15. See how that looks? I like that. I like that much better. Okay. And that border looks very thin. I'm thinking it's not going to work. So it works up here. I don't want a huge thick border up here. And it works. It's subtle. But that's what I want. Down here, we'll leave it like that for now. See what I think about it. But it may have to make that maybe just 1 pixel thicker. Alright, let's check my time here. Wow, 6 minutes. Okay. Alright, well, let's put in some text. And so we could use the MaterialUI typography component. So I guess let's check it out. Is that not here? Wow, am I missing this? Style. There we go. Typography. Alright, let's check it out. Okay, so let's try to use typography and maybe give it a, what's the default? The default's body 1, so we'll just leave it blank so we get a default on there. And for color, actually I don't even know what our secondary is set at default. We're going to want this to be white. Okay, so for now, let's just go in and use typography instead of these P tags. Oops, that's not how I wanted to do it. Like this. There we go. Typography, and then we need to bring in typography up here. Alright, let's see if it works. Did I miss something? I didn't really see much of a change. Let's see what we have here. Typography. Let's see what we can do here. Classes, use solution, the style, apply the components. Well, let's add a color here. Footer text, and let's go color. And let's give it, whoops. Okay, give it that color. We're gonna go font size 16 pixels. And so then on these typography, not on these ones, just on the first ones, we're going to give class name, oops, it's gonna be classes, what do we call this, footer, footer text. Alright, see what happens. Oh, footer text, oops. I'm always forgetting the commas here. Okay, Awesome. So we've got the white text. Let's check. Yep, we got our font size. We wanted 16. I may want to make that bigger for the top section. Leave it smaller down here. I think I do. I don't know about you, but that just looks really small. Let's bump that up then to 18 and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's better. Line height. Let's change the line height as well. Okay. All right, cool. We definitely need some padding, right? We need some padding on the sides, top and bottom. So let's do that. For here, we can put. Let's just put some general padding. So we need padding, and we need our top padding to be, let's try 8 first. We might have to go with 16. So we're going to go 8. And on the sides, we are going to go 16 and 16. And we're going to go 16 on the sides, especially because we have that scroll bar to deal with. And then we'll do 16 on both sides just to be consistent. And then the bottom I want it to be 0 for right now. Because remember, we have that section with that different cut background color. So we don't want to add padding there because that's going to push that section up. And there'll be a small stripe of our original base color. So we don't want that. So we're going to put the padding directly on that subfooter. So padding bottom, and that's where we'll have 8. Yeah, let's give it 8 pixels on the bottom, and we want to push it up, push the content up above it, right? So we have the padding covered everywhere else except for there. So let's do a margin top, and first we'll try out 8 pixels and we'll go from there, right? We want to do a margin and not padding, because if we did padding top, that would make the entire section, color included, get bigger. We don't want that, so that's why we went with margin. Let's save that and see what happens. Huh. Okay, so we got a little bit of, let's inspect this. We got a little bit of what we wanted, but not everything we wanted. So we have our padding here. So check out that padding. Whoa. And then our margin. Padding 12. Looks like we already had some padding going on there by default. So maybe we won't need to do that. But I do like the margin. Alright, so let's stop right there because my timer is up. I'm going to take a short break now. Go over some questions in the live chat, and then we'll come back and we'll mess around a little bit more with our margin and padding. So scroll all the way up, and I'll try to get through as much as I can. There's quite a bit here in the live chat, so we'll see how it goes. Jimmy says, "Hi, I'm new. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. And feel free to ask any questions or put comments in the chat. I'd love to hear your opinion on things. Okay, Jimmy had asked, does this dude reply? So, not sure if you're still here, Jimmy. Sorry I didn't see that, but I did explain it earlier. Hopefully you stuck around and got the explanation that I do reply to things in the live chat, but during the breaks that I take to go to the live chat. I did try before to try to monitor the live chat while I'm coding, and it ended up not being so good. It took forever to code anything, and yeah, so I can't do that. Thank you for everyone who's given me suggestions on what to take for my sore throat. I really appreciate that. Arivon asks, what operating system do you guys use to code? I'm on Mac OS right now. I almost exclusively use Mac to code. My servers are usually Ubuntu, Linux, and I do have PCs at home, but I don't code on them often. I just use them for gaming. Okay, Harshit asked about the end-to-end testing, if it works on my machine. Yes, it did work. So yeah, it worked perfectly. Well, with the exception of those errors that were on there, but that's not due to the testing. Those errors showed up before I merged your pull request. So, but the end-to-end testing itself worked perfectly. So thank you for that, Harshit. Rook said that picture is the best. The dog, yeah. That's such a cute dog. I want to get rid of this text now so I could see this dog better. Oh, cool. So Harshit asked if I could demo the end-to-end testing. Yeah, so let's do that. So I'm going to go yarn test, and if you have the up-to-date version of this on your local machine, when you pull the latest, make sure you run yarn to install all the new npm packages. But then after you've done that, you can type yarn test, and we'll see our tests running. So those tests passed. Those were our unit tests. Now this is our end-to-end test. So you see it actually did the testing in the browser, which is awesome. And we can see it even gives us timing in milliseconds. So really cool. If anybody's interested in testing or learning more about it, or if you know about it and would like to get some more practice, feel free to add to the test that we already have on there. And then as we add new components, if you'd like to write tests for them, that would be very helpful. I'm still pretty new with testing, so I'll do my best to keep up to date when we add new components. But to be honest, if I'm really if I have a lot to do, the testing is going to get put off. That's just, I am working on a few other projects right now, so I may not be able to put in the time that I ought to on that. Jesse McIntyre says that pick is awesome. Philip says, I hope the pick is production ready. Jesse says it's way too distracting. Yeah, as soon as I saw that picture, I knew I have to have this on here. Okay, so didn't get through everything in the chat right now, but I will after this next Pomodoro session. So I took a note of where I'm at in the live chat. I'll go right back to where I left off after the next session. And let's see. Okay. All right. So we put in some padding and things, but it didn't exactly work like I expected it to. So let's check out what's going on. Is it this? I might have to pull this over a bit. Okay. So our footer. Is supposed to have. Alright, I need to do something else with this. Let's do it like this. Let's take this and dock it to the bottom, and let's make this full screen. Alright, so when I do it like this, unfortunately I won't be able to make this very much bigger. We'd never be able to see anything. And also I realize that this section is now covered up, but I will do my best to talk about what's going on. Alright, so what we have here that I'm wondering about is we should have padding top left. Oh goodness, it was my mistake. I messed it up. I'm sure you all noticed this already. Where am I at here? Alright, let's arrange this a bit better. There we go. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know what happened to my brain for a second, but this is not how you do position. So the correct order is top, right, bottom, left. Why I didn't remember that at the moment, I have no idea, but that was our problem. So you can see now we have our 8, or was it 8 or 16? Yeah, 16 pixels of padding on both sides here, and 8 at the top. At the bottom, our container has nothing in terms of padding. Oh goodness, I didn't even think about this, but we can't do that, right? Because then we're going to have these little spots here. Let's fix that. So here's what we need to do. We have these grid items here. We'll need to put our padding directly into these. We can keep the top padding here. So let's do padding top. And how did that look? Okay, I think we can go 16 for the padding top. So let's do that. And then we're going to make, let's see, footer text, subfooter. Let's just go footer sections. And let's say padding for our footer sections, and we'll give we're going to give them padding of 0 for the top and bottom, and then for left and right, let's give them 16. We'll see how this looks. It may be too much between sections, but it's worth a shot. So let's put in here in these grids. So just those first 3. Class name. We're going to say classes dot footer sections. Great. Alright, now let's see what it looks like. And oh, I forgot my comma again. Goodness. I need to get like a little jar on my desk, and I'll, like, every time I forget a comma, I'll have to put a coin in the jar, and then it can go to like some charity or something. But then I'll learn my lesson to quit forgetting. That didn't work like I wanted it to. But I'll learn my lesson to quit forgetting the commas in JavaScript arrays. Alright, let's see. There's a grid item. Oops, you know what? Our padding is being overridden. That's fine. Let's go with a margin instead. I don't think we have a margin on any of these yet. No, no margin. But margins will work in this case. So, yeah, let's not try to fight what's already there. We'll just switch it up to a margin. No. Alright. Let's try this. Let's try to use what's already built in here. Oh, man. Okay, how about we'll do this. Let's see if this works. Instead of putting it on these grid components, whoops, didn't grab it all. Instead of the grid components, we're going to put these on typography. How do we do this? Can I just do a comma? Oh goodness, no I can't. Let's see if I can do a comma. Classes dot footer sections. I think I can do that. No, I can't. Oops. Let's see if that works. Yeah, there we go. I need to make it an array, and then it will work. Okay. All right. Awesome. So we finally got what we wanted. That took way longer than expected, but it's not overall not bad. I think we're making pretty quick progress. And did I find it? Yes. Okay, I found the issue. Can you all see that? Here's what's causing our. I'm literally at my face like a few inches away from the screen right now. So I don't know if you can all see that. Let me see. Yeah, it's right here in the corner, the bottom right-hand corner. Our shadow, right, is not a shadow, but you know, I guess our overlay is extending out, you know, past this. So that's where our issue is, why we're getting this little section on the side. So we definitely don't want that. So why is this extending out when, oh goodness, our grid's extending out as well. So all of our grid items are extending out. We don't want that. Okay, so it has to do with what's going on here. Alright, let's reload that just to get rid of what I did. Oh, let's grid container spacing. All right, let's check out our grid. Grid stuff. What's the spacing? Okay, this is our problem here. So this is exactly what's happening. Let me zoom in on that a bit. So you probably couldn't see this in DevTools because it was too small, and I think it was covered up by the video feed of my face. But there's a negative margin, and that's how they're getting this to work. So it's the official width of this grid is 100% of the screen plus 24 pixels, and then there's a negative margin all around of negative 12 pixels. So let's see, not using the spacing feature and implementing it in user space, adding a padding on the parent with at least the spacing value. Adding overflow X hidden on the parent. Actually, if this works, this will be the easiest way. Let's try it. We can try it, oops, right here in DevTools. So the parent would be this. So let's go with overflow X hidden. Alright, cool. That solves the problem. Awesome. So we're going to add this here. So our root component is our parent, and we're going to say, we're going to remember our comma this time. Overflow X hidden. Save that. And alright. So now we don't have our horizontal scroll. Wonderful. We still have, what do we have going on here? What happened to our top? Goodness. Yeah, I want to do this too. All right, so I'm going to take off the spacing, or I think the example said set it to 0. I'm going to take that off as well because that seems like it's complicating a lot of what's going on here. So let's check. Okay, good. So our padding is now working properly. Great. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. That seems to work. So so what we ended up doing then is there's this built-in spacing property that you can use with the grid container component, and it was kind of messing up what we were trying to do, manually with our styles here. So I just got rid of that. I don't know. It's easier for me just to work with the CSS or the CSS and JS directly than to try to figure out what I'm doing here, because I know exactly what I want with this footer component. So I think it's just going to be a lot faster to do it like this. All right, let me check my time. 7 minutes. All right. Okay, so let's get some stuff here in this sub footer, and yeah, that'll be all we'll do. Let's find our example. Okay, yeah, so we just have the copyright and these links. Let me grab this, and for this I want to put a span and within that this is going to be this dot get year, and up here we're gonna have get year, and this will be what is it? I always have to look this up. I wonder if we're doing that here already. I think we are. Okay, so we just need to get, let's say this const date today equals new date, and then we'll say return. I'm going to return date today dot get full year. All right, return date today get full year. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see what we get. Yep, no, it didn't work. Alright, let's see what comes up here. So, this has to return a component instead of a component from Alright, what did I do? Still getting it. Envelope our class name with type arrays. We get 2 errors. Let's see, JS44. Let's check the first one. Saying I'm giving it an invalid prop, but it's working. Alright, so it's just a prop type thing. Now this one, I'm pretty sure we've done this before in React. Yeah, we have. Right? Maybe we haven't. Why is this not working? Okay. Let me just skip that right now. So for some reason I'm just not seeing what the problem is. I'm sure it's just something silly that I'm forgetting to do or doing wrong. We need a little bit of padding here. A little bit more than we currently have. Let's see. Padding bottom, margin top. Actually, yeah, we don't have any padding right now, so let's add some padding top, and let's go with 8 pixels on the top. Good, so we have 8 on the top, 8 on the bottom. It's pretty slim. Might have to increase the padding a bit, but I kind of like to have it a little bit more slim. I think it looks nicer. Okay, not bad. So let's add that padding on the top, and that'll be the last thing that we do for this stream in terms of coding. So let's see. You know what? And we need some padding on the sides as well. So let's go ahead and just change our sub footer. Instead of doing a padding bottom, we're just going to do padding, and we'll go with that top of 8 pixels, and then left and right of 16, and bottom of 0, since we already have padding on the entire thing. Wait, did we? No, we didn't. How are we getting that padding on the bottom? Oh, I had it separately. How did I have that separately? Bottom. Somehow I had padding bottom on there. I'm not sure how. Okay, let's add 8 pixels then, and then 16 pixels. Sorry everybody, I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache, so I'm just kind of, I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense at this point, but in general we're getting done what we want to get done. Okay, that looks good. We have our the right amount of padding. Okay, alright, not bad. So we have, let's just compare a bit. Let me get rid of this, and we'll compare. So we have them side by side here. This is what we are going for, and so that looks, now forget content wise, because I'm not worried about content right now, but just in terms of design, we've basically matched it, right? We've gone with a little bit thinner subfooter, a little bit thinner of our top border, but we have recreated that design now, and this was done with MaterialUI framework, and now we've recreated that with MaterialUI. So not bad. Not bad for 2 Pomodoro sessions, and especially on a live stream. Everything takes longer on the live stream. Okay, so let me commit this so you all can see all the code. And you know what? I'm so sorry I didn't start the ngrok server. I completely forgot to start it. My apologies for that. Like I said, I hope I don't get really sick. If I'm going to get sick, I hope I get sick right now and get it over with, because we have Thanksgiving coming up here in the United States, and then right after that, I have the to talk at the November conference. So I wanted one or the other. I either need to not get sick or just get sick right now and get it over with. Alright, anyway, let's do a Git Status and see what's changed. Layout, footer, yeah, that looks about right. Git commit, and I'm going to use the AM flag to just combine it all into one step. I'm going to git commit AM, I'm going to say add footer components. Let's run all our tests. So now on commit, we have what we had before. Whoa. Alright, okay, those are just our normal errors. For a second, I got nervous for a second. Okay, so in addition to all the stuff we had before, which was our unit tests and our auto formatting with linting, now we have our end-to-end tests that run. So for now, there's not that much going on, and I have a pretty fast computer, so it all happens quickly. Hopefully it stays somewhat quick, although if we end up getting a really large application at some point on a slower computer, that may take longer. So, but at this point it's entirely manageable. And now I'm going to push this up to GitHub. Awesome. So now all the code is available to you at the GitHub repo. The link's in the description. At this point, I'm going to try to go through all the questions and comments in the live chat. I'll respond to all the questions as best I can. For those of you who maybe can't stick around for the Q&A session, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will most likely be back tomorrow around the same time assuming my sore throat doesn't get any worse. All right, so I left off here. Let's see. I left off in a discussion between a few of the live chat participants, so I'm going to skip through that. Oh, okay, Rook said that keyboard shortcut he used is super useful. So the one where I selected the text, so let's go down here. So I would highlight something and then hit Command D or Control D if you're on Windows, and it highlights everything that's the same, right? So it's kind of like doing a find, except it's a lot faster, and it immediately highlights that. And then I think it's called multiple cursors. And then you can see I can go in and tab over or type things, right? And I can type in 3 places at once. It's very useful. It's not as powerful as doing a find and replace. But if you only have a few things that you need to change, it's faster than doing a find and replace. So normally if I have like less than 10 things that I need to change, I do the Control D or Command D, the multiple cursors. Otherwise, I go with the Control Fine. But super useful. I remember first time I found out about that, it was like blew my mind. It's like, wow, this is the coolest thing. I think I found out about it on Will Stern's YouTube channel. It's Learn Code Academy, and it looked really cool when I saw it for the first time. Alright. And Yashu says hello. Hey Yashu, how's it going? And alright, Anna's here. She says, hey Anna, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Also says your project looks cool. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Let me know if there's anything I could change with that to make it look nicer. Okay, Tim asks, Jesse, what CMS, so what content management system is the old site using? Is the database behind it public? Wondering if it can be just migrated to something else and wrapped into a Docker container. That's a good thought. As far as I know, the database is not public. I need to double check that. On Friday, I think, is it Friday? No, I think it's next week. I think next Tuesday, I'll have a meeting with some of the people from the IT department, and I'm going to ask them more about the database at that meeting. The content management system is called Ektron, so Ektron. So I haven't come across many people who have ever heard of it, let alone worked with it. I try not to work with it as much as possible. It's not very user friendly, at least the way it's set up for us. Who knows? Maybe it can be better than it is, but in its current state right now, it's frustrating for the people that have to manage the content. Yeshu says, hey Jesse, why don't you install this package? It's a Teletype. It's an Atom package. Using this, people can collaborate with each other. Actually, that looks really cool. I might have to try that out. I'm not going to install it right now on the stream, but that sounds like it would be really cool to use, especially on like some side projects. I could see that being really fun or a good teaching tool. That would definitely be a good teaching tool, I think. my wife's learning how to code. When she finally gets to the point where she sets up her own code editor, I think that would be really fun. The problem would be getting both of us able to code at the same time. I don't know what I'd do with the kids, but that could be really fun. California Boy asks, how long have you been coding? I've been doing front-end stuff for about 5 years now. The first year of that was not really like coding. It was just like basic CSS changes to WordPress sites, and then gradually I got more into things. And so about 3 years ago, I started like very deliberately learning more about JavaScript and getting more into JavaScript, and at the same time getting more in-depth into CSS as well. And then for sure for the last 2 years, maybe a little bit longer than 2 years, I've been doing more with JavaScript development. And not React. At first, I did a lot of single-page apps with jQuery, and then I moved into React, over the last year or so. If you'd like to know more about my journey to becoming a front-end developer, I go into more depth about like what I learned and when I learned it. There's a video on my YouTube channel, which I think is linked in the description. I think it's called like How I Became a Front-End Developer, something like that. But you can check that out, and I think it's only about 10 minutes or so, but I talk more about when I learned to code and how long it took. Michael says, I keep asking my son why he watches game walkthroughs on YouTube, and now I figured it out. Well, that's cool. I never thought of this as comparable to a game walkthrough, but I guess it is. Now that you say that, that's kind of cool. Blake says, "Hey guys, what games do you play?" It's a cool question. I don't think we've gotten this one before. Right now, I'm pretty much limited to mobile games because I just don't have the time with 4 kids, all 8 years old and under, to really like sit down at a computer or console to play things. So mostly some games on mobile. I like to play games from Supercell. I'm trying to think what I have Minecraft on my phone. I play that. The kids like to watch when I play that. My son's been getting into Minecraft on the PC, but I can't help him with it. I get motion sick when he plays it. And lately, I've been playing Super Smash Brothers with my son just a bit. And I have an old Super Nintendo that still works, and I've been playing Super Mario RPG with my son as well. I did get the newest version of StarCraft, so they remastered, so it's like StarCraft remastered. I got that, and I never played it. I just was so busy with my React Nanodegree course that I never played it. I actually connected with one of my old friends from high school, and we were trying to get together to play online, but it just never worked out. Maybe I'll have to make a better effort, maybe over Christmas break or something. Anyway, I'm kind of interested in what games you all play, if anybody are into video games, and if so, what do you like to play? Okay, Yashu asked what testing you did, so the yarn test. Yeah, so it's set up, let's go to the package.json for a second. So Harshit set it up that test runs our unit tests, and our unit test is jest. We're using jest for that, and then we have a test.js file that configures all that, and then also we're running the E2E. So the E2E testing is we're using Mocha. And then if you want to, so like all these are available in the GitHub repo, so you can check out runner.js and spec.js, anything that's .spec.js. So If you want to look, more into exactly what's going on, check those files out. Let's see. Michael says, I want a 2-shot of you and Harshit. All right, I don't understand what you want. Let me know. Explain that, please, Michael. Yashu asks, are we using Webpack or what? Yeah, so behind the scenes, Webpack is going here, but since we used Next to scaffold things, we didn't configure Webpack ourselves. So there's a Webpack config going on here that's just the default from Next. I believe you can do some custom configuration. Next now has a next.config file. I don't think we're not using it, but if we wanted to do some more custom stuff, then with our Webpack build, then we could do that. But right now the default is working for us. Alright, I see Michael noticed the comma thing, so thank you for noticing that. Sorry I didn't look over at the live chat and see. Michael also said, I thought margins and paddings were completely different. They are different. Let me take a second just to run through some margin and padding stuff. Where are we at? Let's check this out. Or let's do this since we were just working on that. So I'm going to inspect this. And yeah, let's make sure that we're not... let's see if I can increase... Whoa, too big. Alright, so let's try this. So this, I think, is a really great demonstration right here in DevTools of how margins and paddings work. So we can look, we'll take a look here. Actually, it would be better if we had something, let's go up a bit. So when you have something with a border, it's better. Okay, so right now, this is our container div for our footer. And you can see here's our border, is this thin gold line. So our margin of 30 pixels, you see, is that orange area. It's outside of the border, right? And then here's our border of 3 pixels, and then inside of the border is our padding, right? So padding is inside the container, right? So it's inside the container, inside the border, and it's between the content and the border. Margin is outside of the border, so it's outside of the width of the container, and it's between one container, let's say, and another. So your padding actually will increase the container. So you see, like, the background color extends to the padding, but margin is outside of that, so your background color doesn't affect that. So that's how margins and padding work. So that's why sometimes we go with a margin, sometimes we go with padding. So it just kind of depends. If you're using a div that doesn't really have a background color, you can kind of use margin and padding interchangeably. The user won't even know because of, if you have no background color, in all your divs that you're trying to space out. If you do have a color, though, then it becomes a lot more important as to whether you use padding or margins. If you just use padding, it's going to look like there's no space between anything because that background color is going to extend. But if you just use margin, then you may not get like we have here where we have some space between the content and the background color, right? So it depends on what you're going for, but they are definitely different. Blake said that teletype package could be a reason for switching over to Atom for me. Actually, I saw on Twitter this morning that Visual Studio Code has come out with something similar where you can, I didn't check it out for sure, I just know from what I read on Twitter, that you can collaboratively code on the same document, the same file. That's what it seemed like. Like I said, I didn't check it out yet. I didn't try to use it yet, but so potentially Visual Studio Code can do the same thing now. Michael also asked, what's the purpose of setting a margin? I kind of explained that, but it basically, like, in this case, we have a margin because I want there to be space between the footer and the content that's up here, but I don't want the color of the footer to be extended here, so I want this white space between. So that's where you would set a margin. At least in this case, that's why we set the margin. We could have different reasons for wanting to do a margin as opposed to padding. Blake asked if anybody has built a PC. I built a PC. It's been a long time. It's probably been over 10 years since I built a PC. I think it's kind of fun, but if you mess up, like if there's sparks or something, you could really mess up all your stuff. So that part is not fun. I've done that before and ruined things. But if it all goes well, then it's really fun, to build everything yourself. Definitely not as easy as just buying it or having one made, but if you like that kind of thing, then it was fun. John asked, is box sizing border box on these elements? Actually, I didn't check. That's kind of important, though. I should have checked. Box sizing. Do we not have box sizing on here? It's not making a difference. Let's look at one of these interior ones. Yeah, it is border box on these grid components. Box sizing, border box. Yeah, so the interior grid components are border box. You could see, I wonder if I can see if we can get it to change. Yeah, okay, so look at this huge difference we have depending on what we do with our box sizing. So in terms of our footer, it's actually not causing that much of a difference right now, but the rest of the elements on the page are like huge different. Okay, Blake, sorry, your comment about with the link to the computer parts, it was hidden. So I just unhid it. So if anybody wants to check it out, at some point towards the bottom of the live chat, Blake pasted a link asking about what you all think about the parts that he's thinking of using to build a PC. So Nope says, tested out Firefox Quantum and it's 3 times faster than Google Chrome. That's really cool. And actually has test results in a video on their YouTube channel. So let's check that out if you're interested. And thanks for the info. Oh no, shoot. I'm sorry. So Rook just reminded me that when you do git with the flag AM, it doesn't add a new file, so my footer component did not get added. I do this frequently. I should remember. So let's do a git add. Now it's there. So now I'm going to do git commit m, and let's say git footer, add footer component. For real this time. Alright. Sorry about that, everyone. I actually think I did that last week too, and I didn't realize it until the next day. Alright, now let's do a git push to GitHub. Alright, so now the footer component will be there. Really sorry if anybody tried to check out that code, and even more sorry if you tried to do a git pull and get everything running. And thanks for letting me know about that, Rook. Smiler says Firefox Quantum is really cool stuff. I'm going to have to check that out then. Let's see. Have you ever used Bulma CSS? If yes, what do you think about it? I have not used Bulma, so I don't really have any opinion about Bulma because I haven't done anything with it firsthand. I remember checking it out at one point, but it's been so long ago. I don't really remember what I thought about it. Rick says, do you have tests for JavaScript, Java on public Uni GitHub? I think all our tests should be on GitHub. Let's see. We have them. Yeah, we should have all our testing stuff on GitHub. Peter says, hi Jesse, do you have an opinion on Linux and the fail of the city Munich in Germany with it? Regards. No, I actually did not hear anything about that, so I'm at a loss because I didn't hear anything about it. So I guess I don't have an opinion. In general, my opinion on Linux is I really like it for running my servers on. It seems to be easy to work with. But since I don't really have any information about the particular incident you're talking about, I'm sorry, but I really can't give you a good answer. Nork says, I play racing games, Project Cars, and others with steering wheel and a bucket seat. It's really enjoyable. That sounds really fun, actually. That's cool. Let's see. David's talking about Super Mario Bros. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, actually, so I'm going to share a secret with you all. And you cannot tell my 8-year-old or any of my kids. Not that any of you talk to them. But I think I may get my kids the new Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch for Christmas. So I wasn't going to because it's expensive. And I don't really have the money to spare right now. But my son, my oldest, Raphael, who's 8, he really wants it, and he's been so good lately, helping out with the baby and with his younger brother, and he's been cleaning. He wakes up in the morning before school now. Every day he's been doing this. He wakes up, he cleans the bathroom, and then reads a book for 20 minutes, takes care of his baby sister and his little brother, reads his brother a book. Just been super, super helpful. So he's acting like that, and now I'm like, man, I got to get him something nice. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all because I'm kind of excited about it. And I can't tell my kids, obviously, it'd ruin the surprise. But if anybody has a Switch, let me know what you think about it. I'm going to end the stream in a minute or so, so I may not catch it unless you put it in a live chat really quickly. But let me know what you think about it. Is it worth it? Is it fun? What games do you like that you think would be appropriate for little kids? Are there any games that I should definitely stay away from because they're either not appropriate or they're just terrible games? Anyway, let me know because I haven't even used it yet. So I don't really know what's good and what's not good. All right. Alexander says hello. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Eric says inline styles in React, yay or nay? I don't have a problem with inline styles in React. I use them occasionally. The only thing is, if you need just one element to have a certain style and you don't plan on reusing it anywhere, then I don't really see the problem with inline styles at all. If you find yourself using inline styles frequently, then you probably would be better off using something else. Could be CSS and JS, it could be just a plain style sheet, or any of the many different ways to do CSS in React. John says, your son sounds like a great person. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Just recently, within the past couple weeks, he started being super helpful. I mean, he's always been a pretty good boy, but man, he just matured all of a sudden. It's kind of bittersweet though. Like he's not like a little kid anymore. Now he's way more mature and being helpful. So, it's a part of me misses him being little, but now I'm just so proud of him now, for being so helpful. So anyway, yeah, so I want him to like show him how proud I am. I can say it to him, but I think he'll appreciate it much more if I get him something nice. I remember how excited I was when I was about his age and my parents bought me a Super Nintendo. I was just so excited. So I think it'd be cool, to see how excited he gets, and his little brothers, his little brother and sisters will probably be super excited as well. Not the baby. I mean, she'll just chew on the controllers, but the other ones will be excited. Let's see. David says that typography tag sounds like something really interesting. Yeah, I haven't used it that much, but it seems like it could be really versatile. I'd like to learn more about it. So as I use it, I'm sure I'll pick up, more of what it can do and get better with it. Rook says, that's very nice of him. Those things don't just happen, so you and your wife must be good at parenting. I don't know about that. I tried my best. The way I figure, you can't really know whether you've done a good job at parenting till they grow up and you see what they came out as, right? At this point, like they're still baking, right? You don't know whether you've done a good job till the cookies are done baking and you actually get to taste them, right? So if my kids grow up and have families and they end up being good parents, then I'll know that I've been a good parent, If they grow up and they're good people, then I'll know I've done a good job. So until then, I just trying to do my best. David says, no problema, we keep the secret. Thank you, I appreciate that. Smilers asks, how old are you? I am 32, so I just turned 32 at the end of October, so just a few weeks ago. And yeah, so I'm 32 and I have 4 kids. I've been married for 10 years, like 10 and a half years. Okay. Oh, Blake got his Hacktober shirt. Awesome. That's really cool. I'm still waiting on mine. When I get it, I'll let you all know. I'll probably take a picture of it, and I think you get a sticker too. I'll probably take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. So I'll be super excited about that as well. But anyway, I am at the bottom of the live chat now. I'm all through everything, and I'm feeling really tired right now. My throat's starting to hurt again. So now's a great time to wrap things up. All right, I got one more question. Rick asks, besides freeCodeCamp, what sources do you all use to increase the needed skill sets? Who has referrals? YouTube videos. I like YouTube videos and just reading articles, tutorials, documentation. Yeah, so I guess I could give you more specific things. I'm going to do a video at some point. I know I've been saying this for months, but I'm going to do a video at some point where I list kind of all my top sources for learning how to code. But oh, cool! Blake says you get 5 stickers for Hacktober, or for the Hacktoberfest. Awesome! Looking forward to that. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream for real this time. Thank you so much for watching and for all your contributing in the live chat, all your comments and questions. And like I said, I'll probably be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, if I'm feeling all right. If I feel any worse tomorrow, I may end up just staying at home. So I'll let you all know on Twitter if I'm not going to stream, and I'll put something in the Slack channel and the Gitter channel too. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow, and until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.